Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Cudgel here. Now, I always start off these videos by talking about myself, but today I want to start off by asking you a question. If you could lose any body part, what would it be? Hand, whole arm, leg, foot, whatever. Now, out of all the possible answers to that question, I think there's one body part no one wants to lose. Your tongue. If you're missing your tongue, you can't speak, you can't eat properly, you can't enjoy food. So many just good aspects of life are gone. You know, if you lose a hand, you can kind of do without it. You lose a leg, you can kind of do without it. Your tongue, though, that's just torturous. Now let me lay out an even worse scenario than just losing your tongue. Watching your tongue fall onto the sidewalk, and then a seagull pick it up and eat it. This is the life story of a man out of Scotland. James Mackenzie spat out a piece of his own tongue onto the street after Bethany Ryan had ripped it off with her teeth during an incident in Edinburgh. The gull then flew down and grabbed the muscle, making off before the man could retrieve it. Now, it's a little unclear how this argument started. The article does mention that neither of these two people, this man and this woman, had ever met before. But as they passed each other around 8 p.m. on August 1st, 2019, an argument developed. The woman, Miss Ryan, tried to walk away from the confrontation, but Mackenzie, the guy who lost his tongue, continued trying to be aggressive towards her. He approached her again with a clenched fist. Miss Ryan then, very oddly, responded to that by pushing him on the body and kissing him. I don't know very much about self-defense, but I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. She kissed him on the lips, and during the course of that, she bit his tongue, which caused a piece of his tongue to be removed. Mr. Mackenzie then walked off and spat out a piece of his own tongue, which is something out of a nightmare already, and a seagull then swooped down and picked it up and flew away. The fiscal told the court the chunk of tongue bitten off was approximately 2 to 3 centimeters in size. So thankfully he didn't lose his whole tongue or anything, but even just losing, the tip of your tongue sounds pretty awful. Now, what I was really surprised by is the way this article's worded. It sounds like his tongue actually could have been saved, or that tip of the tongue. Miss Ryan was later arrested by police, and Mr. Mackenzie attended hospital for treatment where the laceration to his tongue was said to be oozing blood. He did not require surgery given the piece of tongue was no longer available and could not be reattached. So, to all you people who ever lose your tongue, somehow, do not worry. Just watch out for seagulls, pick up your tongue, put it in a little Ziploc bag, and they might be able to reattach it. Do watch out for those seagulls, though. Now, I am wondering why the seagull was even here in the first place, because normally, birds are very, frightful. You start a fight or wave your arms too much, they'll fly away pretty quickly. So an event like this, I would think there would be no seagulls nearby. Any bird nearby would have flown away, any bird nearby enough to pick up this man's tongue. But I guess this one seagull was really invested in what was going on, and, well, when the dude spit out his tongue, the seagull just couldn't resist getting a piece of history. Miss Ryan pleaded guilty to assaulting James Mackenzie by pushing him on the body, kissing him, and biting off part of his tongue to his severe injury and permanent disfigurement. Now, this article doesn't say what her punishment or sentence was or anything. It also doesn't detail why exactly she did this, because if she really felt threatened, she should have ran or fought back, not pushed him on the ground and kissed him. Now, me personally, I don't really pick a side in this debacle, Miss Ryan or Mr. Mackenzie. I don't really pick a side in this, because really, I think the real villain here is the seagull. Because that seagull, I believe, just wants to watch the world burn. It saw this chaos going on, and it didn't fly off. Like I said earlier, birds normally fly off when something like this happened. This bird knew there was a chance for it to make a good profit here. And so when Mr. Mackenzie spat out his own tongue, the seagull knew it was its time to strike. Personally, I believe if the seagull is caught, it should be put on the electric chair. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This video was a little shorter today, but nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, bye.